This video features high-end limited edition collectibles and is intended for adult collectors. Hey guys, welcome to Toy Chat. This is Max.
And Sang.
And this is another episode of Collector's Corner, our podcast where we discuss hot topics in the doll and toy industry centered on some of our favorite brands. And we are going to be discussing a new collection of collector dolls that Monster High recently unveiled. We're going to be discussing our thoughts on the Monster High OffWhite collaboration. These dolls technically have already been available to purchase. There's some nuance to that, which we'll get into. The reveal process for these was kind of interesting because the original teaser was very, very vague. It just showed some sort of Monster High doll with no additional context, really, wearing a translucent shoe. Some people were theorizing that it could have been a deluxe edition of an existing Monster High character, but it turned out to be a batch of all new characters wearing unique outfits, and this is a collaboration with OffWhite, which is a Italian luxury fashion label founded by an American designer, Virgil Abloh. It's interesting, personally, I'm not horribly familiar with OffWhite in general.
We know it from our research into other fashion.
Yeah, so we know, obviously, Rainbow High has borrowed OffWhite, inspiration, but this is specifically an official collaboration with the brand between Monster High and OffWhite. Yeah, the original reception to the whole thing was kind of interesting because I saw multiple people say that they thought it was kind of an odd collaboration, that Monster High and OffWhite kind of have different fan bases. My personal observation of OffWhite is that their aesthetic seems to be it's very simple and clean. It's almost kind of like some of the stuff they make is almost like sporty casual meets glamour, or it's a lot of black and white and stuff. There's some exceptions. Obviously they have gowns and stuff like that, but obviously Monster High is very camp and occult and over the top, but these are definitely kind of for the most part, a classy high fashion collection of dolls. There are 4 dolls total, and their names are Electra Melody, Rhapsody, Symphanee Midnight, and Harmonie Ghoul. And they're all, again, new characters. There are some recycled sculpts or aspects of, existing sculpts, which we'll get into. But the very first one released was Electra Melody. And all of these dolls are priced at $150. So that's a few pennies for Monster High collectors. I mean, what's the most expensive Monster High doll previously? I'm trying to think. Was it
90?
90, 100? Yeah. Vampire Heart Draculaura cost 100. Her price fluctuated a little bit as she restocked recently. Yes. But have we ever had another over $100 Monster High doll? For the standard original multi price?
No, I don't. I mean,
we've had $90, Skelector, multi-packs and stuff like that. So yeah, needless to say, $150 is an extremely expensive price point by Monster High standards. We'll discuss Electra Melody first because she was the first one to be released online. I should say, I think maybe, I don't know if it was select locations or all OffWhite stores did offer limited quantities of all of these dolls if you happen to live near one of those locations. Yeah, but the only understanding I have of that is, stuff that folks on Instagram and influencers, have shared. But for the, most collectors, if they're interested in these, they are going to have to purchase them online via Mattel Creations, which is going to be the usual, sequenced, spaced out drop.
And they're saying that they're releasing one doll per month. So
yeah. So Electra Melody was the first. What are our thoughts on her?
I knew right off the bat it was the Laguna sculpt. I mean, even used Laguna's webbed hands.
You can totally see her little
ears, yeah.
ear
And her eyes, you know, original Laguna has kind of like buggy eyes.
Pretty unmistakable, yeah.
Yeah. I don't like her, to be honest with you. I think she looks a little both simple and over the top. And I just don't like orange. Like that kind of shade of... I guess she's very Halloween themed, which makes sense for Friday the 13th and Halloween coming up. But yeah, I don't know. I think overall, I think she's probably the weakest designed one, and I think that's probably part of the reason why she was released first, kind of gauge interest before they release some of the other ones where they might feel like they're a bit more unique or higher demand. But we can talk about when they started listing her, she did not sell out right away.
You know, I mean, obviously some of the Mattel Creations collector drops, you just never know. You know, it's like sometimes they're gone in minutes, you know. But yeah, she took quite a while to sell out. Her whole aesthetic, she's very punk. Like she kind of with like the high ponytail, crimped, you know, multicolored hair. Mm-hmm. And she has kind of the
flocking.
flocked sides with I think that's like a signature off-white design with like the white arrows in the flocking. I agree with you. I think her hairstyle is really over the top and the rest of her feels a bit subdued. It's like a lot of form-fitting black. The aspect of off-white that we're familiar with because of like Poppy Rowan's shoes and stuff like that is the very simple text that basically labels what you're wearing. Like so it's like the dress, it's like, you know, it says dress in quotations.
Ray has it, doesn't it? She has it, right? It says dress right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it looks like, it is kind of tongue-in-cheek with like a lot of her outfit pieces, like her shoes are like heels that's wrapped in plastic, and I think those aspects are really cool. And she comes with a purse, those kind of gloves that I personally prefer, where it is like painted hands and then like a sleeve for gloves, like the upper length gloves.
We should also say, speaking of which, all four of these looks are based on actual off-white runway fashion pieces. And I mean, they're pretty, from what I've seen of the photos, they're pretty faithful recreations of those looks. I do think Monster High is a bit of an interesting pairing with this brand and these looks, just because I think that very sleek, you know, kind of simple and a lot of black and white aesthetic. It's a very interesting combination with Monster High sculpts and characters.
So at least, you know, so at least they are kind of housed into that kind of collector box that's not, you know, it's meant for display. Because like to me, it kind of looks like those dome cylinders that you get with like Disney designer dolls, that, you know, you can just display them as is in the box, and they make pretty cool displays. But they even come with instructions how to like take apart the display so you can take the dolls out. But like this is, to me, like a doll that you want to just keep in box and display on your shelf.
Yeah, I mean, I have been hearing some people who already own these have been saying that they're relatively easy to put back in the display. It is a pretty elaborate display box, so I guess that's where, you know,
part of the money went.
The budget went. I mean, $150 is, again, still a bit steep. But yeah, you're paying for the designer brand, you know, label and you know, the luxury packaging pretty much. But yeah, moving on to the next character in the collaboration, we have...
I think she's next.
Yeah, there's some people saying, too, that the order they're positioned in the main promo with all four could be their order of release, in which, if that's the case, the next one would be Harmonie Ghoul, which is the one we're excited for.
Yeah. So it kind of looks like she uses the Frankie sculpt, which is, I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but it looks like Frankie sculpt, and it is kind of based on Frankie. It has the two-tone eyes, and she has bolts in her neck.
I didn't even notice that initially. Oh, she does. Oh, yeah, so she's like a Franken monster then?
Yeah. So it looks like Frankie's sculpt, but you can let us know if I'm wrong. And my favorite thing about her is her hair. I think it's a very elaborate hairstyle that I think I haven't seen before in like any doll.
Yeah, I mean, the closest to it would be like maybe operetta, but this seems like a pretty unique and elaborate hairstyle for Monster High. One of the things I really like about her is I feel like she's kind of giving Alice in Wonderland a little bit.
Yeah,
it's almost kind of
the
like
checkered print.
The checkered print. She has this very flowy, checkered print gown. Her different colored eyes are very striking. And her hairstyle is kind of giving like, Red Queen, Queen of Hearts a little bit as well. If I'm going to attempt to buy one, I think she would probably be the one I'm gunning for. It seems like she's a little more popular than Electra. I think honestly though, potentially part of the reason why Electra didn't sell out right away is just because again, this line it's really expensive.
Oh, yeah.
So I do not think casual Monster High fans are going to be like being a completist for these. It's a
And
lot.
I think scalpers in general, like it's hard to flip something that's already outrageously priced out of the gate. So like a collector's not going to spend like $500 for this. Like I hope not.
Yeah.
But already I think they're a little on the high end for collectors of Monster Highs to like purchase. Especially with new characters too. Like there's no correlations to like existing lore or anything like that. But I think the doll is really cute. I love her dress. It's really like I love all like the little ruffle. Yeah, I think overall she's probably my favorite. She's she's dainty. I like that.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. So next we have Raven Rhapsody, who seems like a bit sportier of a look. She's wearing a cap. Which she does have horns.
So like the cap kind of goes over the horns, which is kind of interesting.
She's wearing a two-tone jacket, and it seems like a little bit of a sportier jacket. And then she has a roughly black dress. That seems in a bit of a similar vein to the the stuff that the other characters are wearing. She also has huge wings, which she reminds me of the Create-A Monster that had like the big wings.
I was thinking she might be like a Create-A Monster or something.
The horn sculpt may be a fully unique sculpt.
Okay.
I don't quote me on that, but I don't personally recall a Monster High doll with that like design of horns on the head. So I would say in terms of the dolls, she seems like one of the more unique ones. We definitely don't get very many like horned, winged Monster High characters. She's kind of giving like demon a bit.
Well, she looks like a gargoyle to me.
A gargoyle,
which we do have a gargoyle character.
We do.
Yeah.
We have obviously Rochelle's sculpt is quite different from this. This is her wings are this character's wings are very, very large. She almost has like kind of like Maleficent vibes too.
Kind of interesting. She's probably the most colorful of the batch.
Again, it's a lot of black and white, which like I said, there's a part of me that feels like this collaboration might have made more sense with like Barbie. I mean, especially looking at the packaging, like the white matte, like we see that in Barbie collector dolls a lot. But so it's really interesting to have all this with like Monster High. But I think she's very cool. I think there's some people who will really, this one will resonate with them, but
looks like you're getting the most individual pieces with her. Yeah. She does have the skirt, and I think her tank top is a separate piece, and then you have the jacket with the hoodie and the hat looks like a unique sculpt.
She's cute. I mean, when it's $150, it's like if I don't love it, I'm not gonna spring for it.
No,
or if it's not like so I'm most likely gonna pass on this one. So finally, we have Symphanee Midnight, this one also seems to be pretty popular. She seems to be another very popular one, and I think she's just very striking to a lot of people. And it was really funny. The very first time we saw the promo images, which were not the most phenomenal quality initially, Sang was like, oh yeah, it looks like she has a translucent face, and like there's like a skull inside, the translucent head. And it looks like that is the case. So she has this very cool ghoulish look to her.
Originally, I think Garrett Sanders said the Grim Reaper girl. What's her name?
Oh, River Styx.
Yeah, River Styx was initially supposed to have kind of like a skeleton within the
Yeah.
vinyl head.
It looks, I think she looks really cool. I mean, the funny thing about her though is she is one of my favorite dolls in this collection. I think the doll is really cool. I like her like toxic green, ponytail. And also it seems like the concept behind her face goes throughout her entire sculpt. So there's she's like a translucent, spooky skeleton doll. She also has really cute like peace hand sculpt, which is adorable. Her outfit is she's drowning in black ruffles that I can't see any details of.
I'm gonna say the same thing I said about the Draculaura you didn't like, that you end up buying.
Purely because of FOMO, pretty much.
Yes.
But yes.
I think you can have black and make it interesting. There's a lot of texture and different combinations of stuff, because there is, you got tulle, you got the lace on there, you got kind of like polyester looking fabric on the coat. So there's a lot of details, but yeah, like in photos, it looks completely black because just the saturation.
It's like a black mass,
yes.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, but in person, I would assume because of all those textures and designs elements that it'll look pretty cool. I think she's perfectly designed in a sense where her body and her outfits are very contrasting. Like she's very loud herself, and her outfit is more subdued, so that it really showcased the unique sculpt that she has.
The doll, yeah. No, I can agree with that. If I were to buy two from this collection, I would be really tempted to get Harmonie and Symphanee. Other names go together so well too. This is a sick Monster High doll. It's like a really, really cool Monster High doll. It's unfortunate she's $150, but because there's a part of me that would be content just having the doll. But yeah, I do agree, it's very possible the outfit you'll be able to appreciate a lot of the details and textures and stuff like that more in person, which when Vampire Heart Draculaura restocked, I did, compulsively out of FOMO buy her. I have to admit, even after seeing her in person, I have not had an enormous change of heart on my opinions on her. Check out that podcast if you want to hear about that. But yeah, I mean, I'm curious if Symphanee, the different textures and details in her outfit will just kind of pop a little more in person.
She's probably gonna be the last one to go on sale. I think she's kind of the last hurrah, probably the most popular one.
Yeah. So, again, these are our knee-jerk reactions. We have not seen any of these dolls in person, so these are just our first impressions, essentially. We're very curious what you guys think of these. Definitely let us know.
Max finally moved in, so our regular content is coming.
Yeah, we're working on, getting things back to normal.
Thanks for hanging in there.
Yeah, my move was quite a process, and there's still unpacking to be done. But yeah, we have already filmed our next big review. It is a Shadow High review, so definitely, stay tuned for that. Thank you for joining us for this podcast. Yeah, definitely let us know your thoughts on the Monster High OffWhite dolls. Very curious what y'all think of them. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't. Let us know what you want us to discuss in the next episode of our podcast, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.